Hi, and welcome back to Sean Unlocking Stories. In this episode, we're going to be talking about getting smart. So we're going to be talking about getting goals, setting smart goals, and setting them in the right way so we can make sure that we can achieve them. I apologise if you hear any funny noises in the background. There's some renovation going on. Hopefully there won't be too much noise. But if there is, that's what it's going to be. Hopefully you're going to like what you're going to hearing, and maybe if you've already come across this before, if you haven't subscribed, then please subscribe, please like, please follow, please comment. Let me know some of the content you'd like to hear and see. And yeah, I'd really love to hear from you. And anything I can do to improve this, any questions you have, any other content you'd like to hear about, then please get in touch. Okay, so let's talk about getting smart and talk about SMART goals specifically. Now, before we go there, I just want to mention about actually the point of goals. A goal gives us some focus, and if we don't have any focus, then it's very hard for us to achieve something. If I want to actually go to the shops now, if I'm just going to say to myself, okay, at some point I'm going to go to the shop, then I may or may not go to the shop. Whereas if I say to myself, I'm going to go to the shop at this particular time, or I'm going to go to the shop today, on a particular date, then I'm going to do that. I'm more likely to do it than I am if I'm going to go to the shop sometime. How many times have you had a discussion with a friend and said to them, oh yeah, we should catch up sometime? When did that actually sometime ever happen? Because sometime can be any time, yeah? The same as tomorrow. There's always a tomorrow. So when you're setting a goal, really, one of the tips is don't say to yourself, oh, I'm going to do it tomorrow, because there's always a tomorrow. Give yourself a day. I'm going to do it on Thursday, Wednesday. I'm going to do it on a particular date. I'm going to do it at a particular time. I'm going to do it today. Yeah, anything you can do today is going to be done sooner than leaving it till tomorrow. So don't put off tomorrow what you can do today. And the other thing about setting goals is actually writing them down. Writing them down gives us our own accountability. It means we've actually put down what we've actually going to do. When we leave up here, when we leave it in our minds as to what we're going to do, what we're going to achieve, we can change it. I can say to myself, right, I'm going to read for an hour a day for the next month. That could be a goal that I set myself. Okay, and so I go, right, that's what I'm going to do. I'll get to the end of the month and I go, or towards the end of the month, and say to myself, actually, why don't I make it half an hour? I've not done so well in this month, so I'm going to change it to half an hour. And at the end of the month, I can go, oh, well, I've achieved my goal because I did half an hour. But I didn't achieve my goal, did I? Because the original goal was an hour. So when you write it down, it gives you that accountability. Of course, the next thing is sharing it. If you tell other people what your goals are, then there's that accountability. They can ask you. You know in your mind that somebody actually knows what you're going to do. So there's that two aspects to it. The more people you share with it, the more people you tell, they can also support you. Maybe there's something that they can do to help you achieve that goal. An example of setting a goal is, so last month I set myself some goals to start this YouTube channel. I did start the channel, but I struggled with some consistency to start with, because I said I was going to start it, and actually, what did that really mean? It really meant, well, okay, I could have just started the channel and not put any video up. So actually, a better goal would have been to post a video. However, this month, I've set myself a goal to actually post consistently, but at least post one video a week. And so that means I've got to do it. If I don't do that one video each week, the week I don't do that video, I've failed for the rest of the month. We're not even halfway through July. So if I don't get this video done, then that's it. That goal is blown. I cannot get that goal back. So actually setting yourself something that is specific, that is measurable, that is achievable, that is relevant, that is time-based is really important. So let's get into the SMART goals a little bit. So let's talk about being specific. When we want to be specific, we want to actually make sure we want to say exactly the thing we're going to do. Not a vague thing like I'm going to go somewhere at some time at some point, but actually say that we want to achieve this specific thing. Let's say your goal is to start writing your book. Let's say your goal is to, what does that mean? What does start writing your book mean? What does start writing your story mean? Maybe what that means is that you're actually going to write a chapter, or you're going to write an introduction. Imagine that as a goal. I'm going to write my introduction this month. I'm going to write one chapter this month. I'm going to write the first chapter. Or, if you say to you, I'm going to write part of my book, well, that could be one word, or it could be 99% of the book. So being specific about what it is you're going to do is really, really important. Which part of the book you're going to do, what you're going to achieve, what you actually want to get to the end, because it makes it easier for the next part, which is measurable. If you want to measure your goal, then it needs to be specific, because if you're going to write part of your book, how are you going to measure whether you achieved it or not? How are you going to know? You're not going to get that feeling of being successful and actually going, yeah, great, awesome, I've achieved that goal, or really allow anybody else to give you some accountability if you haven't actually made it specific enough to be able to measure it. So we've got it to be specific, and it's got to be measurable, something that we can actually say, yeah, I've done this. So for example, I quite easily will know at the end of the month, if there's 4 weeks in a month or 5 weeks in a month, have I done a video each week? And I didn't say to myself, this is important, I didn't say to myself, oh, I'm going to do 4 videos in July, because I could do 4 videos right at the end. Because my goal, I wanted to actually have a goal that was relevant to what I was going to be doing. That actually, what do I want to achieve? I don't want to achieve just 4 videos. I want to achieve a video a week. So I've said a video a week, which is really measurable to me. It's like, well, did I do a video this week? Yes, no. That's measurable. That's really, really measurable. So specific, measurable. Is it achievable? Yeah. If I said to myself, right, I'm going to do 2 videos a week. Now I know that it's a challenge for me at the moment with work and the other things I'm doing to get 1 video a week done. So to say to myself, I'm going to get 2 video weeks done, that is really not going to happen. So we have to be careful that we may want to achieve great things. We've also got to make sure that we can actually achieve it, because otherwise we'll get despondent. We'll give ourselves too big a gap to jump, too big a leap to take, that actually discourages us, and we can become, when we don't do it, and they're like, oh no, I've failed because I didn't achieve my goal. And sometimes that's just because we make it too big. Like if you're going to write your book, if you're struggling, if you're having an issue with actually getting off the chair, getting to your scraps of paper, getting to your half-written manuscript, or getting the idea out of your head and writing it down, or sharing it with somebody, then you want to make that step as small as possible just to get you going. And if you're already moving, you can have bigger steps. It's still got to be achievable. So make a small step. If it's actually about doing something with your scraps of paper, collect them together. Maybe just type them out into a document, into a Word document. If it's actually getting going again with your unfinished manuscript, pick it up, have a read. If it's sharing with somebody, then just share a title, share a synopsis, share something with them to get started. Yeah, so just make sure that it is achievable. It is something you're going to be able to do. And make sure it's relevant. Make sure it's relevant to what it is you want to achieve. Relevant to what it is you want to do. What is the overall outcome of the thing you want to do? Because if let's say for example, you're I'm trying to think of a good example relating to a story, because you actually want to be able to, if you're going to write a story, but if you're like, right, I'm going to go to the park because is that relevant to writing your story? What is your outcome? So you really need to have that in your mind. What is the outcome? What is the goal going to be that's relevant to my outcome? So I can make sure that it's something that is going to achieve the overall outcome. And as we're talking about unlocking our untold stories, then is it relevant? Is the goal you're setting relevant to doing that? You obviously may have other outcomes you want to achieve as well, and that's great. Just make sure that your goals are going to actually work towards your overall vision, your overall outcome. And time-based. So this is the thing about giving it time. So it comes back to, we want to be specific. We want to say what exactly we're going to do. I want to be able to measure it. And these things lead us to be able to make it time-based. And also achievable. Because if we want to achieve something, now I could say, for example, if I wanted to do 10 videos, then doing that in a month, that's not really going to achieve me. Even 2 months is probably not going to be achievable to me. 3 months, maybe I could do 10 videos over 3 months. And there's my time. But you see, about the thing with the SMART goals is that I'm making sure that I'm setting the time frame, I'm making it time-based, and I'm basing it upon what is achievable as well. So none of these things are separate on their own. That as we go through these steps of being specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-based, that we're going back through them again. Each time we're looking at one of them, then go back and just check, are we consistent? Are we consistently across all of these elements? Yeah, so that's it for, if you're gonna say to yourself, right, I'm going to, and again, don't set it for tomorrow, because tomorrow can be any time. So it's time-based, be specific with a date, or if it's the day, then say, right, today is the best time. If you can set yourself a goal to pick up those scraps of paper, to pick up your manuscript and read it, to share a title or your idea with somebody, to get writing something down, and ask yourself, what if you did it today? What if you just spent half an hour getting going, get that kickstart, take some action, and just can get on with it today? And maybe, one of the other things I like to do with goals is ask myself each day, at the start of the day, what can I do today to achieve my goal? Each day ask yourself that question, because that brings new ideas, reminds you that if you look at your goals as well, first thing in the morning, and say, what am I going to do today to achieve my goals? And at the end of the day, you can ask yourself, what did I do today to achieve my goals? If you know you're going to do that, it gives you accountability. And also it allows you to celebrate the successes, the progress that you've made in that day. Even if it's a small thing, it's still something you can achieve. Another thing is that with a goal, we're doing our best to achieve something, right? And ideally we achieve that goal, and we're aiming for that goal. That's an important thing, is we're aiming it and we're taking action, doing all that we can to achieve it. And there's going to be times where we're not going to get it right. Maybe we've not given ourselves enough time. Maybe there's other circumstances that have affected our ability to achieve it in the time that we've done. But the thing is, if we only get to 75% of a goal, that's 75% further than we had got in the first place had we not set the goal. So be forgiving, give yourself some grace. It's going to be okay sometimes if we learn from the mistakes we make, or we learn from the fact that we didn't achieve that goal. How can we set a better goal? How can we make sure that we achieve it the next month, the next week, the next day? Yeah. So I just want to leave you with that. I want to leave you with, there's always a tomorrow, so don't put off what you can do today. I really hope this has blessed you. I hope that you're enjoying this content, and I'd please love you to share this, to subscribe, to like, to comment. I so much would love to hear from you, to know what it is that you'd like me to speak about, and what you would like me to share, what you'd like me to do for you. How can I serve you in these videos? Thank you for watching. Take care.